Rebecca lay in bed and couldn't get out of her sleep, because she had just dreamed all sorts of crap about herself, her mother, and her father. But that wasn't what she had to think about. She had to think about her appearance, and she had a lot to think about. Rebecca had been slim and pretty all her life, and she had never thought that she would ever be said to look young in the back and like an old woman in the front. That was the way it was now, and she was still only a few years old. One day she overheard the chief and his deputy talking about changing the secretary. "Why don't you like it? She's pretty," said the deputy. "Have you seen her?" the chief asked the deputy. Said the chief to the deputy. "I've seen her, she's quite a normal woman. She meets me, smiles, tells me everything," said the deputy. "And what did you understand from the last one?" asked him the chief, because he knew that the secretary may or may not tell. He understood what the firm does, what, where, how. "And why should I understand it when I can explain it all myself?" he asked him unknowingly. "But, Rebecca, I would change," only they talked about it, as the deputy left the office. Rebecca nearly broke her heels as she ran to the coffee machine. "How about some coffee?" she asked him. "No thanks, I don't want any." He looked at her carefully and now realized what the chief was talking about. So she went home and saw that in the mailbox there was a whole pile of paper advertisements that promoted youth. Rebecca looked through all of them and chose only one that said they gave back youth and customers would never lose it again. She arrived at this ordinary beauty parlor. There were 3 people taking appointments, all the employees were women. They looked young and were laughing and talking. And when it all started, a beaker was put on the table with 3 capsules floating at the bottom. "Look, these are your 3 test capsules. You start drinking them now, and when you notice changes in yourself, you will not be able to stop," the woman said. "What do you mean, trial capsules?" Rebecca didn't understand. "In case they don't work for you, but if they don't work for you then everything will be bad," the woman looked at her. "Okay, I'm sorry, I probably won't take them." She turned around to go to the exit. One of them caught up with her. "That's how old do you think I am?" she asked. "I don't know, about 35, Rebecca said. "I'm almost 50 years old, and taking these pills makes me look like this," she said. "Wow, how old are you?" Rebecca looked at the other woman standing next to her. "I'll be 68 soon," she said. Rebecca had no questions left then. She agreed, but when she heard the amount they were asking for these capsules, she was shocked. "Oh no, 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 I can't afford that much," she said later. But then one of the girls took her aside and told her that the pills were made up of half blood. "Whose blood?" Rebecca didn't understand. "Human blood," she replied. When she said that, Rebecca even sat down a little, because she couldn't believe it. But then the woman who took her away told her not to drink anything until the tests were ready. Rebecca promised she wouldn't take any pills until they called. So, 2 days later, the woman called her and told her that she could take the pills and that they would give her a 50% discount if she donated blood, because her blood was a perfect match for the pills. "All right, you got it," Rebecca said. Rebecca took the pills every day, and within a week she looked more spectacular than before. 5 years later, Rebecca was no longer working. She married the very same deputy who said she was pretty. And now she was living happily, in luxury. But a month ago her health was failing. The doctor said that her blood pressure was dropping because of anemia and she wasn't feeling as well as she should. Rebecca naturally immediately thought about giving blood and decided to refuse, but as soon as she decided to do so she immediately changed her mind. Now she thought, she'd rather die young and beautiful than old. "Hey, ugly," she turned to her husband, kissed him and they went to bed. Thank you for watching. If you liked the story, subscribe to my channel, put likes and press the bell. A lot of new interesting romantic stories are waiting for you in the future.